What's up, guys, and welcome back to the GameShow Global Esports Cup, the European Playoffs. London Conspiracy going up against 4 Clovers plus the Leprechaun in Game 3. Now, 4 Clovers have 2 games already won, so that means 1 more, and they're going to be stamping their ticket to the LAN Finals. London Conspiracy win 3 in a row, which in and of itself versus 4 Clovers is mad hard, but, being, of course, in this position can make it even harder. I'm Mikelorus. This time I'm going to be joined by Heflamoke for these games. How are you doing, dude? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Microphone looks so unfamiliar to me, but I just want to support you because you've been casting all day and been casting like the last 2 weeks like crazy, so someone needs to help you. And I got a bit free time, so let's go for this. We see either how London Conspiracy comes back or how 4CL just finished them off with the last critical strike.
I'll tell you one thing, coming back in a 3-0 reverse sweep, it's at the very least a good story for London Conspiracy to tell. Great way to get to the LAN final just by, being the underdog in the series, then just busting through 3 games in a row. Again, it's going to be very difficult, but it is, from the play that we've seen, possible if London Conspiracy get off to a decent start. I really think that's a necessity, at least for this game. We'll see what they actually want to pick up, if they're going to go back for the Spear Breaker, the Undyings, the Darksters of the world, or if they're just going to stick it towards that mid lane with the Queen of Pain early pick. We are going to see the Tiny again, once again, banned out by London Conspiracy, definitely respecting Bambo quite a bit in that regard.
Yep. I mean, this game is really important for London Conspiracy, besides all the score, but I mean, this game is pretty much $15,000 worth. Because even in Vilnius, if you just go to the LAN, you play your worst Dota ever and you lose, you still get $15,000. The 4 teams that go home and don't proceed to Moscow, they get $15,000. So this is pretty much the value of this game. This is not any game. This is already big money. Besides the fact, of course, if you're on LAN and you qualify for more, then you get a share of the 250,000. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the line, and that's why we have to look into the draft, what they go for. Right now, it looks pretty standard. Tusk secured, Darkseer secured, as well as the Winter Wyvern on the Conspiracy side, and Queen of Pain it is for the mid.
Yeah, got a nice 1-2 punch here for London Conspiracy, just being able to vacuum everyone into a curse. Feels pretty good. Of course, it's not going to happen all the time. Tusk's difficult to peg down. The Queen of Pain's blink, very much so the same way. But London Conspiracy, even if they are at a disadvantage, will never really be out of the game until their base is flooded with megas, because they will have this combo to kind of fall back on. That being said, 4 Clover is going to grab the Queen of Pain along with this Tusk. Just going to look for lane dominance. And the London Conspiracy heroes aren't terrible in lane. Darkseer far, far from it. But just 4 Clover is looking for overtly powerful heroes. Queen of Pain, Tusk don't really work fantastically with one another, but you don't really need them to work fantastically because they're just so good individually.
Yeah, to be honest, like I didn't watch the last 2 games entirely. I mostly just saw a bit of the draft, something in between, and the end of it. But I don't know, it really felt like London Conspiracy goes well prepared into these games. The drafts were a bit exotic at the point, but it didn't strike me as like some desperate move. It struck me as like, yes, we practiced this, we want to surprise 4CL with it. But 4CLs, they were like not impressed at all. They stood their ground. Like game 2, they had a hell of a start with a 6-0 and then a 9-2 after like 10 minutes. I don't know, like at the moment we have to see if LC finds some sort of draft that is surprising for 4CL. At the moment it doesn't look like they find really the key into it.
And it is like 4 Clovers to be playing, I guess, the slightly cheesier strats, at least in the last game. Pulling on Mirana and Razor super early, far from standard, but I guess effective if you can make it work. London Conspiracy, it seems like they're going to go for the Night Stalker. Now we've seen Kefka tear it up as this hero, just win games by himself, quite literally. That being said, Kefka also usually plays the off lane, and Darks are usually going to take to the off lane as well. I'm not going to be too surprised if we see both those heroes go into that lane, but before Clovers, they have a Tusk, they have a Disruptor, 2 heroes that are kind of resistant already to that type of deep diving strategy for LC, but just mixing it up with these 2 aggressive heroes is going to at least start the lanes off in a very, very aggressive fashion, and I like that change of pace here for LC, but for 4 Clovers, again, they have answers and then some. Disruptor as the pick is mostly in response to this Darkseer and in response to the aggression that they expect to be facing up against from LC.
Yeah. To be honest, I like this Disruptor pickup because we have Darkseer and Winter Wyvern, 2 heroes that are very, very crucial when it comes to the timing of their spells. A Winter's Curse, just delayed or never coming off because you're just sitting in the Disruptor ultimate that would be absolutely crucial. Also, Night Stalker, you can be as swift as you want, especially during the night, but with a Disruptor, the glimpse is always there. All they need is vision on you, and it just glimpses you back, and you can run as fast as you want. You will be back just to get the last some blows. So I really like the Disruptor pick. However, it might also be quite dangerous, because the Night Stalker finding the Disruptor, opening with a silence, and just getting him killed before a fight really starts, that might be interesting. The same for the Queen of Pain. She gotta be careful, because already there is one silence against her. We also seen quite often in the past, regardless which team, but Darkseers, for example, interrupting the cast animation of the blink of the Queen of Pain, therefore delaying it and making the difference. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It is going to be a little bit difficult for London Conspiracy to successfully lock down a Queen of Pain completely. That being said, they have a really good start with this Night Stalker pick, and if they just grab a hero with any sort of stun, really, or minor disable, even comparable to like the Vacuum, like even another one of those types of skills, like very minor disable, those kills very easily from there on out. They're going to grab a Gyrocopter, most likely it's going to be for Jalopy. As London Conspiracy, or for Clovers rather, they're going to grab a Clockwork as their fourth pick. Seems like 4 Clovers are not really going to take the super assertive route. They're going to grab these heroes that are pretty much defensively natured, or at least defensively slanted, with the ability to go aggressive sometimes, but expecting London Conspiracy to come to them, and it seems like 4 Clovers with teleportations more so than anything are going to look to win those fights that way. But London Conspiracy have so much early diving potential, so much early game damage that 4 Clovers may be hard pressed to actually hold out.
Well, the last bans are going through. Razor this time being banned out. I didn't actually see the Razor coming, even though, yeah, you said it already. They went for the cheesier strategies. They already had the Razor picked up once, so I guess it could have been here also, like as a tanky core, because with the Queen of Pain you already got quite some damage. When it comes to late game right now, I think London Conspiracy has quite a good stand with the Gyrocopter over the Queen of Pain, so it's really like, what is the 5th pick? Pretty much on both sides, because also London Conspiracy can add a bit more late game into it, and 4CL they kinda need to do that, otherwise this game really gets awkward 45-60 minutes plus if it goes that long.
We've seen London Conspiracy pick up some weird heroes for Baby Knight, and this is one of them, Broodmother. People talk about it a lot, like Broodmother going towards mid lane. As far as teams that run that very religiously, there are none. But London Conspiracy have run that in the past, and I don't remember who their opponents were. I want to say it was either Alternate or Stark, and they did win that game. So Broodmother in the mid lane is usually just gonna apply that constant stream of pressure. Versus Queen of Pain, that is the matchup that the Broodmother was up against and did just fine. Even though Queen of Pain can clear out those Spiderlings very easily, the constant chip damage she takes from not only the Spiderlings attacking her, but also the injections inwards, also having to fear the Night Stalker roaming in. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent lane here for London Conspiracy, and Tusk Disruptor, though usually decent up against a Broodmother, really difficult to actually peg down the Broodmother in the mid lane. And we'll see what 4 Clovers actually want to grab up in response to this. They should be looking for their late game carry pickup for Pycat. Last time it was, or first game was Nox Siren, then it was a Mirana, not exactly the hardest of carries.
I had
The
my
pressure that
microphone
they are
muted.
going to be experiencing, though, someone like a Razor would have been more or less up their alley. Someone perhaps like a Bristleback now for 4 Clovers, just to try to tank up in the early stages.
You hear me now? Test.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm just messing with my microphone settings for some reason. I muted myself. Anyway, I was just about to say that I really like the Broodmother pick, because I don't think they have much against it. I mean, you already said that they have at least some tools to clean it out. A Rocket Flare level 3 and 4 plus the Queen of Pain, for example. In that combination, they can really clean it fast out. But all the others, they're pretty much screwed when it comes to the Broodmother. They can't really do anything against the Spiderlings en masse. So we have to see if they pick something AoE-ish.
Tusk, if he does get a couple levels, will be able to do that pretty decently. And Ember Spirit, maybe not super early on, but down is definitely a capable hero versus that Brood. I was going to say Ember Spirit, but considering the fact you're up against a Night Stalker, Ember Spirit is not going to be at least perfectly positioned in this game. It does seem like it is the only real threat that he has to worry about. To some extent, the Winter Wyvern, I suppose, with that curse, but that's not really the most, threatening thing in the world for the Ember Spirit. Four Clovers in general are going to be very slippery. Ember Spirit, Queen of Pain, very, very slippery, and Clockwork, Tusk to a lesser extent, but still a decent amount. London Conspiracy are maybe going to have some trouble actually locking down these heroes long enough to get these kills, and if that's going to be a problem, then they really have to try to mitigate that by winning their lanes so very decisively, and then that's always a little bit of a toss-up.
Yep, and let's go into the game. You pick a side, because I got no idea who is who anyway. They don't have the original names to a certain extent. Well, Kefka has, so I can actually start on the Radiant side. So we have Kefka on the Darkseer, Baby Knight playing on the Broodmother. That's Jalopy on the Gyrocopter, and already, yeah, sprinting forward, going for them wards is Mr. Beaver. Who's Beaver? Beaver's Beaver. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Solon is Solon. So yeah, London Conspiracy, props to you guys for actually having your correct names, even through Reborn and all that. For Four Clovers, they're going to put Bambo on the Clockwork down towards the bottom lane. Nikwa to be handling the mid, Queen of Pain, EGM. Holy shit, this cosmetic looks freaking sweet. It's freaking Sub-Zero is on the Disruptor. Got Pycat on the Ember Spirit, and that leaves Saxa on the Tusk. But oh my god, this Disruptor looks so awesome.
Well, he looks like some sort of ninja, like the last
Yeah,
time,
he looks
right?
like Sub-Zero.
Oh well. Yeah, I guess.
You have no idea what that is. Your lack of reaction is disturbing.
Yeah.
God, you're just the worst. I'm just gonna hang up right now.
I don't have time for that.
Who doesn't know who Sub-Zero is? Come on, dude.
Ain't nobody got time
I'm
for that.
disappointed.
I'm working in esports. I don't have time for fun and stuff.
The battle begins.
Oh, it's not fun. It's old school stuff. I'm so disappointed in you, dude.
I'm not
I'm
old.
So disappointed.
I'm not old.
You know, if you are old, it actually helps because it's an old frickin' game. Like one of the first games, like NES, SNES, or whatever. Oh, whatever, guys, whatever. Everyone is disappointed with me, I'm sure. We're gonna have the Ember Spirits going up against the mid lane Broodmother right now, and Flame Guard only level 1, not really gonna be doing a ton of damage, but still the threat is here for Baby Knight to just get some free shots onto this Ember Spirit. Similarly, Ember Spirit can try to return fire onto the Broodmother, but as far as getting kills in the Spider, not really going to be happening, at least not yet, until the Ember Spirit at least gets the Searing Chains, gets level 3 or 4 into that Flame Guard. For the most part, Broodmother should have this lane pretty much unlock, and Ember Spirit's damage over time is kind of high to kill off these spiderlings, but definitely not high enough at this point in the game, only being level 2.
I like what they do. The Night
Towards
Stalker here at the moment going in, trying to steal something, but he's already locked in with the Ice Shards, and the Queen of Pain actually just TPing over the trees, and now this is our first blood here, unless he suddenly gets some boost. There is the HP heal, but, well, he's running pretty much nowhere. There's also no TP where he can just get the hell out of here. This is done.
He's gonna try to run into the trees. He runs out of tangos, and now he's actually trapped. Let this range creep do it. This range creep is gonna be the most happiest creep in the world. It is going to be sad faces for Soul and happy faces for everyone else. And you know what I was talking about? How London Conspiracy, they have to decisively win their lanes if they're really gonna mitigate their lack of CC weakness. That is not exactly a start that you want. I'm not really sure what the plan was there for Soul. Maybe he thought that there was a way through those trees. There's not, so yeah, it's gonna be easy first blood there, claimed by the Tusk.
Well, running in a straight line would have led to death either way. I think that was a nice little, attempt to get something out of it, maybe a little juke, because of course the right clicks of a Disruptor, they're not that big, but still, in the end, it comes down to the fact that they fed the first blood, and that's of course a bad start into this game.
Especially for a Darkseer Night Stalker lane, which is supposed to be applying pressure, which is supposed to be, forcing the Queen of Pain to always be lasting under the tower, fearing for her life. It is not going to slow the London Conspiracy aggressive side down by that much, honestly, but it is definitely not a start that they would have liked to see. Over towards the bottom lane in the meantime, Jalopy having a very free time up against this Clockwork.
Look at his build.
Not your standard Gyrocopter build. It's actually 2 missiles. Going to go for that free harassment damage, and this is a fine build, but this is also a very aggressively tailored build for the Gyro.
Top, that was really close. The Queen of Pain there getting a bit too much Iron Shell damage, and now pretty much the same here. The Night Stalker just staying next to each other, but you gotta be careful. There is no glimpse whatsoever, so he can run a straight line, but the Ice Shot's already there, as well as, oh my god, the stun will pretty much come out soon, but at the moment they don't even need it. Iron Shell, it's 3 versus 1. Kefla still trying, but he knows he's pretty much fighting a losing battle. Look at the snowball. Oh my god, this offline is pretty much done.
Yeah, it's time to dissolve it. You can keep the Darkseer up here because he has his Soul Ring completed. Once he respawns, it'll just combine together. But it's time to go back up to the top lane for Solon. I was going to say, have Beaver play that poking role. Just try to push this Clockwork out of lane as best they can. But if you do that, then the Gyrocopter's missile points kind of go to waste, or at least a little bit more so. So you really do want to have the Clockwork at least close enough in lane where you're able to cast the missile, but far enough away so that he doesn't get experience. It's a very delicate position there, but it seems like they're going to kind of stubbornly go right back up to the top lane. Granted, double Ion Shell, as the levels do accrue up on the Darkseer, is going to be a substantial amount of damage, and sometimes they're going to get some sort of response kill, but again, it's not really the start that they are looking for in that top lane. The other lanes going decently for the Lenny Conspiracy side. Of course, Gyrocopter getting absolute free farm. Isn't going to have that explosive farming power of Flat Cannon, but Broodmother trading farm pretty evenly with Pycat, who's only got himself a handful of Spiderlings, at most like 2 or 3. Baby Knight's been doing a pretty good job at microing them and keeping them safe, but still has to be very, very careful. Flame Guard does do quite a lot of AoE damage. It's going to be Beaver to come in first of all. He has the burn, has a Splinter Blast, nothing to bounce it off of, however. Chains will catch onto the real Broodmother. Maybe the shards coming in from Saxa. And start trading hits with Beaver and is going to snowball in. Just a small one. Now here comes Solon with the Void. Saxa's going to try to teleport out, but gets shot full of Spiderlings. Now those Spiderlings are going to start diving the tower onto the Ember Spirit, who doesn't have a Flame Guard, nor does he have enough mana to jump away. Looks like Broodmother doesn't have quite enough of an army to go for that.
Yep, finally the Night Stalker leaving that lane because it didn't work out. It comes pretty much down to what you said earlier, and they make something happen in the mid. That's at least something. But now new Flame Guard is up, and that means Baby Knight has to go back. And look at this. At the moment, he's getting actually a bit blocked by their own spiders now. Oh, the chains under the tower, and the damage over time should just do the trick. The little Spiderling's not doing enough damage. They're probably even gonna end up being the bonus. But look at the tower, and what?
Did he get body blocked there? It seemed like he kind of like shuffled on the stairs, right?
Yeah.
That must have been strange. A body block or something. The Spiderlings have a very small collision box, but it's still there. You can get trapped by Spiderlings in theory. Yet still, even though 4 Clovers make that trade, which probably shouldn't have been a death in the Ember Spirit, they still get the kill first in the Ember. No one gets experience for that since it's just random Spiderlings to get that kill, so no one's there to actually experience it. And Ember Spirit is, pretty happy to make that trade. Now level 7. Really, he should not be able to kill off a Broodmother just by running her down. Baby Knight had a small opening where he was without his Spiderlings, at least right close by, and that means the Searing Chain's guaranteed to land. And still, this Ember Spirit has another Satchel of Dust. Plus, he has the Sentry Ward and an Observer Ward on the deck. So Baby Knight is pretty much, forced to stay within this area of the lane. It's a lot of restricted space for Baby Knight. If he goes past that line, yeah, he can still probably get away with it, but it puts himself in trouble.
Yeah, he wanted to do too much there in the mid. It looked like he wanted to save his little Spiderlings as well as himself, but that just opened himself up to the chains, and that was, I think, the biggest mistake. What I'm kind of surprised at the moment is the safe lane for the Gyrocopter. It kind of works well for him because the Clockwork gets driven out of lane quite a lot, to be honest, but he went for Tranquil Woods. And ever since he went for the Tranquil Boots, he stabilizes in the lane. Before that, he was really driven out, but in the mid, there's a snowball on the spider. Oh my god, she's still visible, but the chains this time not missing. But look at it, Haste Rune, that should just do the trick, even with the Night Stalker coming in. So they get out of there, but they go out of it without a kill.
Solon's still chasing down. He's going to run into Saxa right now. He's still fleeing from Baby Knight. Another ejection, another tower shot, not quite going to do it. Stick charge is going to keep him alive. Beaver is going to land one shot. No, he's actually going to miss at the high ground. Well, that sucks. I don't think it would have been a kill anyway, but now here comes Nico. He's going to get force fed a Mango. Jump forward, Scream onto Beaver. Sonic Wave now available. Won't need it as Beaver has nowhere to run, so they will get this kill on the Winter Wyvern. 5-2 in favor of 4 Clovers. They narrowly escape with both the Tusk and the Ember Spirit. But if you narrowly escape, that means you get away alive. And yeah, they can't get the kill on the Broodmother. Unfortunately, Chain's not quite working out for the 4 Clover side. But hey, it's good enough to get a couple of more kills over in that mid lane. Apply some more pressure towards that Brood. Jalopy's still pushing down this bottom lane, and as you said, Tranquil is going to, for the most part, counterbalance this missile-based build. Upon seeing the Tranquils, I'm pretty sure Jalopy shouldn't have gone for level 3 homing missile. Level 2, just as a significant harassment threat, is usually going to be good enough. You need your Rocket Barrage, you need your Flat Cannon to farm up. Going for that third point might be a little bit too much overcommitment. He's going to try to go for the solo kill onto Bambo, but all the missiles in the world won't kill him off if he's not in the AoE. Now here comes Saxa. Shard's going to block him into tower range. Snowball's there, going to hold him. That's going to be Gyrocopter going a little bit too deep for a kill that's damn near impossible to make in the first place. Yeah,
that is just way, way too greedy by Jalopy. I mean, that Clockwork was still on decent HP. The Tranquil's just ticking him up, and then an easy rotation by the Tusk, getting that experience and that gold on a nicely fun gyrocopter at this point. So he gave all this advantage he had over the Clockwork pretty much away.
It's not a great start here for London Conspiracy, and again, they need to have a really good start if they're actually going to have a decent shot in this game. Night Stalker didn't really have the first successful nighttime phase that he was really looking for. 0, 2, and 1, not exactly a stellar score. Nico making his rotation up towards top, or down from the top lane. Grabbing a couple kills there.
Oh, look at bottom.
Peanut Warriors go down with completely no mana. Second missile, not even going to connect. Gyrocopter with, I believe, a flat cannon shot was able to pick him off. So that's finally going to get this clockwork down. Gyrocopter going to collect a little bit off of that. And it kind of had to happen sooner or later. That's a big missile hit onto the Queen of Pain. But she has a bottle. She'll be able to regenerate if she really wants to. Or just leave towards top lane. That's good too, I guess. London Conspiracy would want to be on the aggressive. That is like a large indicator of this homing missile build. But it's kind of hard to be aggressive when 4 Clovers have your lanes all on lockdown.
Oh, it's very interesting, this rotation top. Now, the Darks here, what is he gonna do against it? He's just going back to base. Kefka, he saw the Queen of Pain with the double damage is activated, so he might as well just refresh in the mid. Well, the Ember getting more and more cocky, to be honest. He had a good lane against the Broodmother, unexpectedly so, and ever since they killed each other once, and then, yeah, second time, oh, but bottom. Let's hold this thought, because there they are. Look at the snowball again, rescuing the second charge of that ultimate, but still the damage should be enough on a Clockwork. It's just one more hit, but like, who does that hit? Nobody does it at the moment. Well, he should be able to run it down. The Wyvern already going down, but now there's the glimpse back on the Gyrocopter. Do you have something to stop an Ice Shards? Soon, 1 second. Are they coming? No, wrong direction. Nice little juke by Jalopy, but look at Sakshka. Still going for it because, yeah, Ember coming from the other side. Just some damage for the end, and that's pretty much the story. Everybody low, nobody's dead. London Conspiracy again losing 2.
And absolutely a razor-thin escape there from the Clockwork. One more shot from anyone does kill him off. They not only get the 2-for-0 trade, which is in and of itself good, they're also going to clear out and steal a triple stack away from, I'm assuming, the Gyrocopter wants to get that farm, or really anyone from London Conspiracy. That is a super costly exchange, and hey, look at that, a regen rune. So Pycat, play well, get rewarded. Gonna give the Peanut Warrior a couple of bottle charges at that. His Ember Spirit's 2-1-1, and yeah, his CS is a little bit inflated being up against the Broodmother. Baby Knight doing very well for himself as far as his own farm is concerned, is gonna go for that Orchid, but for 4 Clovers, this bottom lane Clockwork is doing remarkably well. Blade Mail is on the way very quickly at that, only 1 sword away from completing that item, and for mid lane and top lane, it's going pretty much swimmingly as well. London Conspiracy really need to make something happen in a minute time. That's when Solon's going to have that darkness again, or have the nighttime to work with, rather. That's going to be their biggest opening, but I'm not sure if they can get
look at the Tusk
happening there.
I think they saw the Tusk now.
The Tusk.
The Broodmother.
He has a snowball down to the low ground, though, so he's not really in any trouble. He'll plow right through the Spiderlings and then walk it off.
Yeah, I thought maybe nighttime, but he's level 4. He couldn't even pop the ultimate, just make it night and go for the silence. He doesn't have the silence, he doesn't have the ultimate yet. He's really on the level. I thought there's more coming out of it. Overall, by the way, I wanted to say that like London Conspiracy is also not very lucky this game. I mean, if you really think about it, in the mid that crucial kill, the uphill miss, now also bottom, like a face booted Gyrocopter not getting that kill on a Tranquil Boot, Clockwork running away. That shouldn't happen. It was just really the jukes around the trees that bought enough time. So overall, London Conspiracy could sit here with 2 or 3 more kills, but it just didn't happen.
Half luck, half fortunate 50-50s there from 4 Clovers, perhaps. It is darkness, and if ever there is a time to make some sort of comeback into this game for London Conspiracy, it's right about now. They are behind, so it's definitely not too late for them to make that recovery, but after the second night time passes, if they're not able to at least get back into this game and try to mitigate this goal disadvantage that they have, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for them moving forward. Solon's going to try to go for mid lane first of all, where there is an Observe Ward and a Sentry Ward being placed. So his movement is completely spotted out, and it seems like Kefka's is as well. He walked right into this position given a dire Observe Ward. Now he's going to run into a Clockwork. He's going to also have to sprint away from a Snowball with an Ember Spirit inside. Kefka's up against way too many heroes. He's going to fall, and they still have the hook shot for more. They see Beaver and Jalopy. Missile is going to be deployed just to do a little bit of damage to this Tusk here. Melee range missile, not a big deal. But it's going to be a very easy kill in the Darkseer, who so far has evaded, for the most part, harm. But the worst part is that that's going to give Clockwork his Blade Mail, and he didn't even need to use hook shot for that. So he still has it if he wants to dive here.
Yeah, nah, the biggest, it comes all down to like really a chain reaction. But before I even give that thought to the crowd, look in the mid because they're going for it. Some images up. The Broodmother actually going here for the Ember Spirit, and he's silenced, but the Snowball just buying enough time, and they should be able to get the hell out of here. Look at this, Winter's Curse is actually beautiful, directly on the tower. They get all damage in, but Broodmother already going down. The Ember Spirit still alive. Nightstalker's really trying to go for it, but he's getting glimpsed back on the other side of the fight. Well, the Tusk, there's a rocket flying on him, but he has 3 seconds. Oh, look at this Queen of Pain joining the fight, and the big ultimate just finishing him off. It's a 2-for-0 trade, and now they're snowballing in, trying to even finish more. That's 3, and I feel it's pretty much gonna be the end of this fight soon. Kefka really low, but he has the clockwork on his butt while the Wyvern is going down. Everybody low, nobody dead. That is pretty much the bottom line for all of the fights on 4CL.
Theoretically, that's the best fight that you can ever take in Dota ever. You want everyone on your team to escape with 1 HP and 0 mana if you can help it. Obviously, it's going to be walking a razor-thin margin, but they not only take the 5-for-0 exchange, getting themselves a complete truckload of gold, take away a lot of gold from the London Conspiracy side, and also take away that tower, which is the Broodmother's tower. She's supposed to be the one pushing, not the other way around. That was a really clutch static storm there from EGM, and of course the snowball from Saxa has been completely on point. It was really the supporting crew there from Four Clovers that made that actually work out. It looked like that was going to be really bad. Caught in the Winter's Curse, caught in like all the AoE that London Conspiracy have, but all the AoE in the world can't get those kills if the enemies are in a snowball. And this is supposed to be the time where London Conspiracy are going to be winning those fights. You would expect the other way around if a fight is going to happen at all. But Darkness is only going to help you so much when you only have a level 5, now level 6 Night Stalker, but I don't know, it might just be a little bit too late already. So much gold being accrued by this Tusk, which is 1 shard through. He's 6-1 and 6. Are you kidding me? Hookshot in towards bottom lane. Jalopy already used his Rocket Barrage, which is actually really bad for the Clockwork. He wanted to return all that damage with Blade Mail. Now he's going to rock right into Solon and Beaver. This Clockwork may have been off a little bit more than he can chew. Peanut Warrior is going to be cut off by Kefka, punching him down. The missile is going to kill him if nothing else. Gyrocopter is going to grab it. That was unfortunate if he goes a little bit earlier. Oh no, they're not done yet. Pycat can jump right in, chains onto 2. His shield is going to burn down the Gyrocopter. Now his shield is going to be canceled out pretty much. He's going to get hit with the curse, but not enough damage output after the fact. Ember Spirit has a couple more bottle charges, going to look to turn around, going to leash down Solon. Still, there's a little bit too much damage here, however. There's backup incoming. It's EGM. Has an Observer Ward behind the tree line. Solon's gonna hit with the shard. That's another kill for Saxa. And now Snowball forward. They see Kefka, and he's trapped in the trees right now. Walrus Punch is there, plus a Static Storm to Beaver, who's gonna try to straight TP out. Glimpse is gonna cancel that one. EGM may die to Baby Knight here, but it's a small price to pay for yet another kill for the Tusk. Ember Spirit's gonna leave back to Fountain. Just to now he's gonna jump right back in. Sentries on the deck. Baby Knight, if he gets chained here, that may be his death. Snowball into the tier 2s. What tier 2? No problem whatsoever. Jalopy gonna lay a call down there. Saxa is gonna get the kill with help of the Ember Spirit. Give up his unstoppable spree, but now Jalopy's all alone. Sonic Wave will cut through the Creep Wave and Jalopy both. Nico's gonna grab a dominating spree, 6-20. And then in walks the Clockwork, who's like, hey guys, what did I start down this bottom lane? But it's ultimately a 3-for-5 exchange. No one on London Conspiracy is safe. So many deaths, and for Four Clovers, the Ember Spirit, he survives all of that. The Queen of Pain survives all of that. These 2 heroes are the ones that need to stay alive for Four Clovers, and they are staying alive and getting all the kills in the process.
I think the biggest mistake is that London Conspiracy just didn't call to retreat there. I mean, it was an Ember Spirit with a Haste Rune just playing with them. Like, getting in, getting that kill on a Gyrocopter, and they were still trying to pursue him somehow, but he still had long duration on that Haste Rune. He baited out the Winter's Curse. The entire fight could have been so different with a nice, proper Winter's Curse, but it didn't happen top. Well, Kefka being spotted out here by the Ember Spirit, chains, 4 seconds, cooldown, and now it's a bit ring around the rosy, but the Ember Spirit, does he give up? Yes, he gives up. Kefka is one with the trees. And yeah, my thoughts back on that fight. It was really the Winter's Curse. Once that happened, 4CL was like, guys, all the ultimates are out, let's just go for it. We have Haste Rune, we have more mana, more HP, and they're not retreating. Kefka trying to hide in the trees, and also Winter Wyvern being all visible. Baby's Night Orchid came too slow out, so the Ice Shards even killed the Winter Wyvern while he was in sort of a safe distance. Just nothing goes for LC, but now, oh, nice Orchid here on a Tusk. Is that enough? I mean, right now they need more damage, or he's gonna help himself into a Snowball, maybe even turn it around, locking the Broodmother in, but oh, look at this hookshot going on the Night Stalker. At the moment he's safe, but for how long?
Snowball's going to block the entirety of the call down. Static Storm reserved for Kefka. They land a really nice curse on the Saxa right now with Jalopy right overhead with a Rocket Barrage. It's just not quite enough damage to get these kills just yet. Peanut Warrior going to fall. Saxa going to limp away though. Baby Knight hot on his trail. Should be able to grab this kill, but now here comes the real threat. It's Pycat, the Ember Spirit, with a lot of damage. He's going to blow up too, instantly grabbing a double. Now he sees a third Beaver going to try to teleport out. There's enough mana for the chains. There it is. That should be a triple kill for the Ember Spirit. In the meantime, glimpse back onto Kefka. He is going to be really close to EGM right now. He's going to mech up, yet caught in the field still. The Winter Wyvern's actually going to slip away from the Ember Spirit, but Nico's going to clean up the Dark. In the meantime, Beaver, he's going to try to get the cheese kill on the Disruptor. It's not going to happen. Sub-Zero lives, and Pycat doesn't grab a triple there, but still, it's a 5-for-2 exchange again. Another massive fight in favor of 4 Clovers. That one potentially looking a little bit more awkward since Tusk kind of got picked off without really doing a ton after that snowball, but yeah, the Ember Spirit is running around without an answer, and for London Conspiracy, it's the lack of crowd control effects are really starting to catch up to them, and now another Haste Rune. How does Pycat keep finding these? Just gonna go straight for Solon. He's going to cancel his TP right now. Ember Spirit right on his tail. Missile's gonna be set up, but that's not quite gonna be doing enough. Hookshot in. Well, he's gonna land on his friendly Ember Spirit. Sure, there's that. Dive the Fountain, YOLO from Bambo. And another hero's teleporting. Kefka's immediately gonna get bounced back. Has a Surge. Can, in theory, chase if he wants to, but there's nothing really to be gained from it. Pycat gonna slip away, 2,500 gold. And, well, we have the Gyrocopter dying to AoE.
Yeah, Blade Mail.
Ember Spirit's unable to kill off that one, but bottom lane, in the meantime, it's being pushed by 4 Clovers. They just have so much of an advantage right now, and London Conspiracy, they have another nighttime to work with in 30 seconds. Again, I'm not really sure if it's going to be enough, but it's going to be their time, in theory, if there is a time to shine, to do so.
Oh, the Broodmother got to be careful here. The Tusk is going to spot her out. There's also the Sentry Ward, just in case someone comes around and kills her. At the moment, she's with like a big, fat family trip, family picnic, whatsoever. Maybe they're going to go here on the Clockwork. He's silenced, but the slow is not coming out. The Blade Mail already baited out. Oh, look at this. Look at this gold going their way. If there's a rocket, yes. It's raining, man. Gold. Well, it's almost the same.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I know what reference you're trying to make. I'll roll with it. Not going to point out the obvious there. Baby Knight is actually stuck in the trees, but he's fine. That just means that he has to stay in the trees, and he will get out of there eventually. 4 Clovers now en masse in this bottom lane. They have a hook shot. They have a Sonic Wave. Niqua even has a double damage rune and an Aghanim Scepter flying out to him shortly. So yeah, and they can go for a straight push, but really there's no rush. They know that they have almost the complete map under control. Broodmother's split push is going to be, for the most part, inconsequential here from Baby Knight. So 4 Clovers can slow roll this push all day long if they really wanted to. At the very least, you wait for this Aghanim's of the Queen of Pain, but man, you have pretty much a run of the map. You can do whatever you want, not really fearing that many heroes. Go for split push, go for anything. 4 Clovers don't really have the most tower pushing power, but
maybe
they can
top.
make this happen very slowly.
Never mind. I just saw the item coming out here on the Mantis Dire already on the Ember Spirit, but the Ember Spirit, well, saying hello, there's a rocket and there's a cooldown, but he's not impressed at all. There's just a mini stun, and that's pretty much it. What he doesn't know is, well, there might be the silence, but he still has a Manta to get out of there, so he doesn't really care. At the moment, there's a rocket pulling up, but does he even have a remnant somewhere? At the moment, he's just playing with them.
He's had a remnant all the way down towards bottom lane. Meantime, Niqua and Peanut Warrior going to chase forward from Baby, and Hookshot going to cancel the TP out. That's a dead spider. Beaver is not going to get stunned out of his. But still, that is not supposed to be a death of the Broodmother there. It's supposed to be, if anything, the death of the Ember Spirit, which clearly is not going to be the case. We're now going to go back up towards top lane with Blade Mail turned on. No Rocket Barrage being used by Jalopy just yet. Now it will be. But the Cogs, Bambo all alone will fall. Glimpse will cancel Jalopy's TP, inconveniencing him as it actually jumps him right in the Cogs, which is actually going to shove him outside the kinetic field. Didn't see that one happening. Here comes Pycat, has Jalopy in a corner. And Jalopy, by the way, has no mana, so this Gyrocopter is completely screwed. Let's see if anyone else can escape here. One Walrus Plunge onto Solon right now. He's going to get destroyed as they do snowball in towards Kefka, who's now trapped in the field. You can't run, you can't hide. Double kill for Pycat. He does swoop in and steal that one with the Flame Guard AoE. Another 1-for-4 trade. 4 Clovers are just winning fight after fight after fight. And these fights are getting a lot worse for London Conspiracy instead of getting better. So they have to stem the bleeding somehow, but there's so many big items coming up on 4 Clovers that I'm not really even sure what they can possibly do about this.
Well, at the moment, I don't even see a solution. Like, the only solution in my head right now is, like, the biggest Winter's Curse of all time. Like, a decentish fight, getting them low, a Winter's Curse, finishing off the target, and just trading better. But, like, I mean, it has to happen soon, because we look at a 15k advantage already for experience and gold. If it doesn't happen soon, the turnaround will just not happen. There is some nice damage, and oh, nice silence here on the Queen of Pain. They go for it, but again, the snowball doing so much. There's the Winter's Curse. We have been waiting for it. Even the wall, the Tusk at the moment can't really do anything. Wants to TP out, but that is exactly what they needed. It's only 2 kills and a lot of effort in it, a lot of ultimates thrown in there, but at the moment, London's Conspiracy, they have to grab at every little straw they find to, yeah, be above water, pretty much.
They got to do what you got to do to actually get a couple of kills. Is nowhere close to being able to balance out this game, mostly because, well, the kills that they do get is not on the Ember Spirit, which is a super high-profile kill, and it's a lot more difficult than killing off a Queen of Pain, who has no Man's Style or Yule Scepter to get rid of that crippling fear. Yet is still something for London Conspiracy. The only thing you have to worry about is now that their ultimates are down, they can't afford to lose anyone right now. If London Conspiracy or 4 Clovers grab a single pick off, then the tower is going to start to fall. So London Conspiracy have tried to just avoid a fight for a minute. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot easier said than done for sure. And they're going to see Peanut Warrior escape, Bambo will survive. Here comes EGM. Yeah, tangoing with the Broodmother, not a good idea as a disruptor, let me tell you, but everyone for 4 Clovers, they're back up alive, and for London Conspiracy, they're going to have to replicate that gank up on top lane several times over if they want to stand a chance in this game.
Oh, Queen of Pain coming in as well as the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit, like, he has all the runes he really wants to. There's a TP out by Chelopi, nicely done. Just in time before the Ember Spirit comes in with the chains, but yeah, I have to say Ember Spirit is doing an amazing job this game so far. Like, I mean, both of his haste rune did a crazy job. He has been baiting a lot of ultimates, and he's always having the right ones. And at the moment, he has also exactly the right items for this, because the only thing that could kill him was the Orchid, and for which he went for a Manta style right away. Now you see it, they want to go for it. I mean, in theory, they have a double silence. One coming out by the Night Stalker during nighttime, and we have the second one by the Broodmother with the Orchid. So there is something they could do, but the problem is the Ember Spirit will always be fast in reaction. The second you Manta, you just use your Remnant, and you have to have a lightning speed reaction as London Conspiracy to actually get the second silence right after the Manta use.
It's so difficult, borderline impossible to actually layer correctly if the Ember Spirit has Remnant to back up to. Oh, they're going to catch EGM with the Broodmother. A lot of damage, although Tug shot in. So much gold already for the Clockwork. Sonic Wave Dude going to kill off the rest of the Spider Lanes. EGM is going to survive. Call down is there, but it's not going to do any damage. In fact, everyone disengages cleanly away from it. Where's this Ember Spirit right now? He's going to come in from the right side. Looks like Niqua's going to blink in into Solon right now. A little bit of overcommitment here from the Queen of Pain. Snowball not going to come in time. They'll mech Niqua up, but she went a little bit too deep. But now here comes the threat. It's the Ember Spirit. Leashing 2 down now to the deck. Glimpse back onto Jalopy. Solon. He's going to get embraced. However, Jalopy is not going to get embraced. Up against 2 heroes is just going to get beaten down. Now Solon. Well, he is trying to put up a fight versus the Ember Spirit. It's not going to happen. Peanut Warrior is going to chase down for Kefka. There is no more hook shot here. There is a jump forward, however, from the Ember Spirit. Searing Chain's gonna land. Kefka, shards will kill him off. And Beaver can do nothing but watch, and we'll think about going for the Ember Spirit. Not a good idea as a Winter Wyvern. Yet another 1-for-4 trade. Yeah, it seems like that's pretty much the standard trade to be made. And at this point, London Conspiracy, just by getting that 1 kill on the Queen of Pain, get so much gold. Not enough to make that worth it. Far from it.
But look at the Ember Spirit right now.
Getting quite a bit from these kills.
I mean, what is the Ember Spirit? He doesn't even have damage items. He only has a Manta against Silence, and the rest is just some utility stuff. Yes, right now, he's actually finishing up his Battle Fury at 26 minutes in, because right now he didn't need damage. Just the chains, like, using his CC, plus of course the damage of the Flame Guard, which has been up for most of the fight for a long time, which actually did a lot of damage. That was enough against LC, so now on top of the Ember Spirit comes also like his damage, his AoE, and level 4 Sleight of Fist. I don't really know, like, nuking now the Queen of Pain was a good decision, I think, but they were just not fast enough out. Now the Ember Spirit will always be able to finish them off.
Short glimpse back onto Beaver. He's caught in the field. Snowball's gonna connect. They drop a sentry. Walrus punch. Beaver's still alive. It looks like Saxo shot in. That would have been really bad for the Clockwork to land. So I'm pretty sure Bambo's kind of happy that he missed that one. But either way, it's gonna be a slow siege over in this mid lane. Broodmother foot push right now, but her web network
she doesn't even
reach down to that bottom lane, and it's not going to be in time at the very least to save this tier 2 tower. 4 Clovers can go for more if they want to right now, as now the Ember Spirit finally does have some damage. Going up high ground is going to be the most difficult part of 4 Clovers' game plan, obviously, as they're going up against Winter Wyvern, cursing the Darkseer wall, and vacuum back. We've already seen the threat of that in this game. They need to pick off beforehand, and now with the Aghanim Scepter picked up on the Clockwork, a pick-off is going to be at least very possible.
Did you just see how Queen of Pain just casually walks by all the spiders, uses the ultimate, she has a Aghanim Scepter and just goes for it. I mean, when a 5-man team stands in front of your tier 2 tower, you have a Broodmother and she doesn't even go for a tier 1 tower push to apply some sort of pressure on the map. That's really bad news. Like, the jungle is completely controlled by the enemy team. Roshan would be your option now. They could go for it. I don't think London Conspiracy is any form or shape able to defend this or like sneak into that, only with a magical Winter's Curse that is really super centered or something like that. And it has to be on the Ember pretty much, because he is really the key for everything. And yeah, as I say, they go into Roshan. I don't think there's anything London Conspiracy can do about it.
The problem here for London Conspiracy is that even if they do somehow pin down the Ember Spirit, that means they're going to be burning assets that aren't going to be spent towards Nikwa and EGM, who at this point, both of whom have really big ultimates inherently. Both of those ultimates are Aghanim, so they're even bigger. You might not just have enough resources to kill off everyone from 4 Clovers, so you got to pick and choose your battles, else you're going to be falling behind. Ember Spirit now has an Aegis, so you don't really even want to go for him. Oh man, this Aghanim Scepter Disruptor is so super early for EGM, but hey, you're expecting a BKB on the enemy Gyrocopter. In fact, it is now going to be delivered. It's not going to be super useful. Nikwa going to find a giant Spiderling army, saving a Sonic Wave for right now. Chain's going to land onto Baby Knight, however. Sonic Wave will now come, maybe. No, she's Orchided. Can't quite get the kill yet. Ember Spirit, he's going to get silenced, and he doesn't really care. Sonic Wave will finally cut through towards Broodmother. They're going to jump in, vacuum back onto 4 heroes with a call down. Perfectly done by Kefka, but it's not really enough. They need more follow-up than that. Double kill for Saxa. Still the Aegis is yet to be picked up by the London Conspiracy side. Still the Ember Spirit is swinging. Although another Splinter Blast, maybe they pick him off. That's not going to happen. There is another blink forward from Nikwa. Hookshot in, get a catch actually too with the field. Snowball in as well. Soul and Beaver in a lot of trouble. They'll lose the Night Stalker. Beaver is going to lose his life shortly after. Jalopi's going to arrive yet into one too many heroes. His guns are doing some damage, but not nearly enough. Now caught in the shards. Hookshot's going to miss, but Jalopy is just without hope right now. He's just getting run around, and it's going to be a beyond godlike spree here for Pycat. He's going to jump back to the base, refill the tanks, then get yanked right back in. That's going to be a 5 for nil trade. Solon is going to call it. And with that, 4 Clovers are going to the show.
The dream is over for London Conspiracy. And I mean, the funny part is I already had it on my lips, but there was a fight, and that's why I didn't get this thought out. I was just about to say, like, under normal circumstances, this is a game where you call GG just because you're so far behind that it's not even funny anymore. But since this is a $15,000 match plus a LAN participation for the chance of more, you have to fight it out till the very end. However, you're 2-0 behind. This game was pretty much on the verge of, yeah, you losing Rex and tier 3 and everything. So I think this call was justified. I'm a bit sad because obviously I'm friends with some of the London Conspiracy guys, but on the other hand, for CL they fought so well and they definitely deserve their spot, and I'm really curious how they're gonna participate. I said, how they're gonna compete in the LAN, because there they meet China, America, Southeast Asia, and Russia, and that's gonna be interesting because here in EU they might be the best, but yeah, bigger tasks waiting ahead.
Just gonna throw my opinion in there. I feel like 4 Clovers actually among the teams that you from the regions that you listed, probably close to the top. So
yeah,
for whatever that's
absolutely
worth, we'll see how the other regions are able to tango with 4 Clovers. I still do think it's going to be 4 Clovers, the CIS teams, that are really the bosses that other regions have to beat. But we'll see. This is going to mean that we have the 4th qualifying team of the day, actually. First one was going to be IG from China, then Newbie from China. We also got TNC coming in from the Southeast Asian region. Now it's going to be 4 Clovers knocking out London Conspiracy. We will not have any more deciders today, although Complexity versus Void Boys is going to be played. It's not going to decide a land spot just yet, but we are done on this channel, or at least I am for right now, guys. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the games. There is going to be another game in about 40 minutes. Again, Complexity versus Void Boys.
Yep.
So Rage will be handling that one. For right now, though, guys, I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined for this final game by Heflamoke. If you enjoy the cast, be sure to follow us at Mikelorus, at Heflamoke on Twitter, and be sure to stick around for the eventual conclusion of this tournament, because it is slowly but surely starting to wind down. We'll see you next time, and congratulations to 4 Clovers and Leprechaun.